Welcome. My name is Camille Maydonik. Representation, Expression, Engagement is my final ePortfolio created as my capstone project for the Master of Educational Technology MET program at the University of British Columbia. This guided tour will allow me to showcase my ePortfolio to members of the UBC MET community. This includes 2 evaluating instructors, other instructors and colleagues in the MET program, and possibly future MET students. It is my hope that professional peers from my teaching context may benefit from my ePortfolio as well. Representation, Expression, Engagement contains a variety of artifacts created during my time in the MET program, from September 2008 to August 2011. These artifacts have been thoughtfully selected in order to present research findings, demonstrate multimedia skills, and to facilitate dialogue related to educational technology. I have chosen to structure my ePortfolio around the instructional design model of Universal Design for Learning, commonly referred to as UDL. My interest in this area stems from studying UDL for the past 3 years with my employer, the Calgary Board of Education. Throughout the MET program, when presented with different assignments, I would endeavor to integrate my study of UDL in order to best reflect on what I was learning in a practical way that facilitated moving my teaching practice forward. The UDL framework proposes that educators strive for 3 kinds of flexibility. Multiple means of representation refers to how educators present information to the learner so that the learner can process the information, put it together with background knowledge, organize it, and be able to turn it into usable knowledge. Multiple means of action and expression refers to how educators ask learners to express what they know through symbols, in writing, in drawing skillfully what they know. Educators must make sure that every student has a way to physically act, set goals, organize the information that they would like to express, plan their projects, and self-monitor their progress. Multiple means of engagement refers to how educators motivate and engage their students in learning. Learners differ in what engages them, and it is the responsibility of the educator to recruit the interest of the learner by presenting options that will engage, sustain, and help students learn how to regulate their own behavior. Educators work towards flexibility by identifying and removing barriers from the teaching methods and curriculum materials. According to Rose and Meyer, authors of the book Teaching Every Student in the Digital Age, Universal Design for Learning, implementing the 3 UDL principles with new media can help educators improve how they set goals, personalize instruction, and assess student progress. By structuring my ePortfolio around the 3 kinds of flexibility, representation, expression, and engagement that UDL proposes, I am able to demonstrate my progression throughout the MET program through the organization of my artifacts, which showcases my knowledge of educational technology methods within the context of Universal Design for Learning. Creating flexible learning environments is the overarching goal of UDL, and as such, I endeavored to create an ePortfolio that is intuitive to navigate with attention to basic web design principles. This is achieved by the top-level navigation and drop-down menus that serve to organize the content of my ePortfolio. On the home page of my ePortfolio is a slideshow that provides preliminary information about each top-level section found above. Every few seconds the slide will change, or you can use the arrows to advance to the next slide at your pace. Also found on the Home and ePortfolio information page is a search function for the ePortfolio. One of the guidelines of UDL is to activate and supply background knowledge, and as such, viewers of my ePortfolio should start their exploration of my project on the ePortfolio information page. This page describes the purpose, audience, model, and structure of my ePortfolio. It also contains the assessment rubric developed specifically for my ePortfolio and the learning objectives of eTech 590. Subpages of this section contain information about the MET program with a link to the program website and information about myself. After reading through the background knowledge, viewers should proceed to the UDL Toolkit page to familiarize or refamiliarize themselves with UDL. This page includes a summary of the UDL guidelines in table form and a video produced by the Center for Applied Special Technology, CAST, that explains each of the 3 broad principles of UDL in more detail. There are also some additional links at the bottom of this page for those interested in learning more about UDL. Universal Design for Learning has had such an incredible influence on my learning in the MET program and in my teaching. It is only fitting that my ePortfolio is organized and framed around this instructional design model. When viewers are ready, they should proceed to the following pages for more information about the UDL guidelines: representation, expression, and engagement. Links to these pages can be found either on the top level navigation under UDL Toolkit, or on this page near to the top, in the middle of the page, or at the bottom of the page. On each subpage of the UDL Toolkit, representation, expression, and engagement, you will find a short summary of the UDL guideline and links to many of the artifacts I created during my time as a MET student. I have grouped these artifacts into one or more of the UDL guideline categories in order to best describe the educational technology tools that I either used in the creation of the artifact or presented and discussed as part of the project or research paper, in order to demonstrate the relationship between UDL and educational technology. Therefore, you may find some individual artifacts listed as a selected artifact on 2 or 3 pages, such as one of my artifacts from eTech 530, Notebook File Creation for Smartboards. This being said, it should be noted that using educational technology is not the only way to implement UDL. The goal of UDL is to create flexible environments where every student can be successful, whether that be a technology-rich context or not. The bottom line is that using technology in the classroom does not automatically equate to UDL. Rather, technology plays a valuable role in the implementation of UDL. The artifacts in my ePortfolio can also be accessed by viewing the pages and subpages within the Artifacts tab. Here I have organized the artifacts into 5 different categories that represent the process of their creation: thought and process, instructional design, wikis and more, blogs and more, and research papers. As I created my ePortfolio, I developed a template for the presentation of each artifact. Each page lists the course that the artifact was created in, with a link to the course description. Please note that links to external websites from my ePortfolio will open in a new window. The type of assignment, individual or group, is indicated, followed by the title of the artifact, the objective and description of the assignment. Artifacts are viewable either by a link provided or an embedded object. Most artifacts are then further categorized into 1, 2, or 3 of the broad principles of universal design for learning in order to describe how the artifact or the educational technology represented relates to UDL. This is evident in the reflection for each artifact. Viewers will notice that they can return to the UDL Toolkit page by clicking on the guideline that the artifact has been categorized into. The links can also be found at the bottom of each artifact page. Throughout my ePortfolio, I have indicated references at the bottom of each artifact page when I have referenced material in my reflections. Furthermore, many of my artifacts, notably research papers, have references listed as part of the artifact itself. This resources page contains resources in the form of texts, articles, and websites that I have found useful, helpful, and relevant throughout my time in the MET program. References for the images used in my ePortfolio can also be found at the bottom of this page. The final tab on the top-level navigation bar of my ePortfolio is a link to my professional teaching and learning blog, CamilleTeaches.com. This is a blog I started 2 years ago after my first introduction to blogging in eTech 565. Now that the MET program is coming to an end for me, I hope to have more time to continue blogging about teaching, learning, and educational technology. This concludes the guided tour of representation, expression, engagement. I hope that you enjoy your look around my ePortfolio as much as I have enjoyed creating this expression of my learning in the MET program.